Dear viewers, what if I told you about a devious monster? A monster that trembles the entire food chain of GTA Online. A vile and bloodthirsty monster. Yes, today we're taking a closer look at a very specific, wretched creature called the cargo griefer. But first, it's time to grab the finest wine out of the cellar. Yes, the Sauvignon Blanc will suffice just fine. Bring it up to your study, aim the cork at the door, and then call for your butler Charles. As he opens the door, pop the cork right into his left eyeball. This should send Charles spinning into the perfect trajectory, straight into the like button. Good. Perfect. Now let's begin. The cargo griefer is a close relative to your average griefer, but to best explain this creature, we'd have to take a closer look at its DNA. Dear viewers, this is what you get when a Tryhard mates with a griefer. One would say it becomes a Tryhard or a griefhard, but it actually becomes the cargo griefer. Yes, the damned creature that just wants to see the world burn are the griefers. The Tryhards are the competitive players, but what do we get when the two mate? Well, a creature that competitively destroys other people's hard work. Yes, it dresses like a Tryhard, talks like a Tryhard, but, as a matter of fact, is something else completely. While the honourable Tryhards try to keep to themselves and fight amongst themselves, there are ones who tarnish the reputation of all creatures. And thus, the cargo griefer is born. It's a common misconception that the cargo griefer can be found on its Mark II oppressor. No, the fact of the matter is that the Mark II oppressor is like a hemorrhoid dangling from his anus. A truly horrific sight, as we can clearly see here. It doesn't care about score, it cares only about one thing, causing misery to the grinders specifically. And where does it hurt the most for the grinder? Its cargo. The Mark II oppressor is not the only tool at its disposal. It is also quick on the draw with the orbital cannon. With one simple push of a button, and another grinder is softly weeping as he drives back to his MC, gun-running CEO business or his hangar. And so the restocking begins anew, as the cargo griefer is frantically laughing from afar. The cargo griefer often uses a Mark II oppressor, but sometimes he can be found operating a laser jet. The speed and destructive capability make for the perfect match, and also makes his tiny weenie stand up. But why? Why does he do this? Why does the man have such profound hatred towards post-op vans? Well, I'd have to take you back in time to answer that. In front of us stands a young boy at the beginning of his journey through life. He lived a simple life. Every Sunday, Chad visited church. Every Tuesday, Chad had spaghetti and meatballs. Every Thursday, Chad visited his grandma. He didn't have a lot, but his one friend, his dog, Weenie. Yes, a sweet and simple boy, you would at least believe. But the reality is a bit different, cause every Sunday he'd shit in the pastor's booth. Every Tuesday he would ejaculate into the spaghetti bowl, and every Thursday, well, Thursdays, he did unspeakable things. Yes, little Chad was an absolute thundercunt. So, one day after a faithful Thursday, Chad's dog Weenie had had enough of his bullshit. He could hear the mailman coming, so the dog ran and, well, what happens next was quite tragic to say the least. But we can all take solace in the fact that the dog is in a better place now. As for the boy, well, he focused his thundercuntiness on everything post-op and delivery related, and thus the cargo griefer is born. Dear viewers, this beautiful and tragic story will conclude this day's episode of GTA Geographic. A fantastic and tragic story indeed. We will end today, as always, with a round of comments by the fire. Our member, Ray Donovan, says, "Once again, we are proud members of Sonny Evans' organisation. I would like to take this moment to thank Sonny Evans and Jeffrey for all the gin and tonics and all the stories we've had by the campfire. Good day and good night." Yes, our organisation is a fine establishment. May the fire always be lit and the gin and tonics flow freely from now until the end of time. Low-Key X said, "This video is spot on, smiley face." Look, dear viewers, a tryhard with a sense of humour. How outstanding. A fine gin and tonic awaits you in our estate as well. Gemma Styles says, "Art. Just art. A beautiful man this." Well, thank you for your compliment on my physique. My booty is indeed quite full and often is described itself as a piece of art. And that will conclude this day's episode of GTA Geographic. As always, stay safe, dear viewers.